And we're live. Welcome to Office Hours with Arrow, a LinkedIn Live event hosted by Arrow leaders who care about what senior living looks like. I'm your host and producer, Rachel Sheehan, and today we have the Resident Services team here to reflect on their Growth Summit, which I am so happy about this one because I actually got to attend. So this may be my favorite one. Sorry, everybody else, but I am excited to talk about this. So first, let's welcome our panelists. I want to know who you are, where you are located, and then what ignited you to get into senior living. So, Kat, I'll start with you.
Hello, everyone. I am Katarina Vrhovac. I am the Resident Experience Director here at Arrow Senior Living. I am from Cleveland, Ohio, so I'm in our Ohio market. What ignited me to go into senior living? I would say growing up, I come from an immigrant family. I was always the one translating for my older residents, and I always just found so much comfort and joy being with them, which then sparked me to get my degree in gerontology, and here I am today. The rest is history.
I love it. Danyelle.
Hello, everyone. I'm Danyelle Little. I'm a resident experience coordinator, working for home office here in the St. Louis region. And what ignited me about senior living is the opportunity to showcase humanity to a population that's often overlooked, and just working with my mom, who does volunteer at a library with seniors, and working with her growing up, and then even as an adult, I've had an affinity for seniors. So I'm excited. I'm transformed. I love what I do every day, and not everybody's able to say that. So I'm happy about that.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. And last but not least, Calie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Calie King. I am the Resident Services Director at Vitalia Montrose here in Copley, Ohio. So how I got started in senior living is actually inspired by my mom at a young age. She worked with seniors. She was in social work services, and also had a passion for them. She always had these big dreams for opening homes for seniors that maybe were experiencing an unhoused living situation. Never came to fruition, but her passion really got ingrained in me. So ended up taking on little jobs here and there that somehow they just ended up being seniors. And I've realized it's just part of who I am.
I love it. Thank you for joining. Just to let everyone know who's watching, in case you've missed our last few episodes, we are discussing our department-specific growth summits at Arrow. So each week through January and February, we have these department-specific summits where the department from all of our communities come together. So this one is Resident Services. We were all together in St. Louis. So this is what we're talking about. So, Kat, can you kick it off? Obviously, my question kind of gave a hint, but what was our word of the year for this department?
Our 2026 word of the year for resident services is Ignite. We are very excited to ignite our programming, ignite our department. 2025, our word of the year was evolve. So we've done all the evolving, and we're ready to set that spark and run with it.
So with that, I know our theme kind of fed into it. So how did you pick our theme?
So our theme was camp, guys, Camp Arrow. I don't know how I will top it, but let me tell you, we will always top it because we are resident services. So stay tuned for next year. But it kind of came from, I thought, campfire. We ignite a spark at a campfire. It is peaceful. It is serene. It is collaborative sitting around the fire. And it kind of brought the idea of Camp Arrow to life. Thankfully, Rachel, I have you that is our great creative designer, helped create these fun camp counselor shirts. We had lanterns. We had trees everywhere. We had little flames everywhere. I will say one of my little favorite things was when we did like the group circles and everybody would sit in a circle. I'd go around and I placed a little campfire in each circle. So everyone really got the effect of being at camp around a fire. So we had a lot of fun.
I love it. It was so cute. And that was fun to plan with you. So with planning this 2-day experience, how did you pick the topics? How did you come up with the schedule? That kind of stuff. Can you share that with us?
Yeah, so we do an annual survey with our residents and our families. So some of the topics came from our survey results, our feedback we got. Some of the topics came from our resident experience coordinators who are in the communities. They are coaching the resident services directors. The ideas came from them. and we kind of put it all together. We worked through our time slots, which I wish we had more days together because we had so much more we could have talked about and collaborated on, but we will keep doing that on our all calls. And yeah, so we just did 2 days of scheduling and getting into all the topics and all the collaboration we could.
Also, I think the resident services directors felt that too, that it wasn't long enough because they asked if we could have it multiple times a year. So they really loved it. I think they did. Very fun. So I want to ask everyone to just share, Danyelle, Calie, will you share, were there any presentations that really stood out to you? So Danyelle, do you want to share first?
Yeah, so all the presentations were great. I learned something from everybody in the room, and even some people that like came in and chimed in later. But one that stood out for me was the one that was done by HR, by Candace and our HR, that talked about leadership and about having difficult conversations. I know that is something that is hard to do, but when we collaborate, we have to have those difficult conversations, and that how not having them actually doesn't show trust, and it doesn't. Without trust, you really can't build up this pyramid of successful ideas. So that to me just struck a chord with me, and it's something that I took away from the conference. There's a book that we were given that I want to read and learn more about it. But yeah, that presentation really kind of enlightened and opened my eyes to so many things, and I can't wait to learn more.
I love that. And what's so special about that one too is Candace is doing it at all of the Growth Summit. So it really does bring that collaboration together. Calie, how about you?
Yeah, I have a few that I'd like to talk about. So first of all, the EmpowerMe was really interesting to see. It was nice to hear their vision to start with, like why EmpowerMe exists the way it is, what EmpowerMe 360 really is all about. And I know that we see that in action here. So if you don't know, EmpowerMe 360 is all about addressing our residents and their care, their growth from every angle imaginable, which is a nice thing considering resident services. We want our residents to grow in all facets as well. So it's really interesting to pair those together. I know we've seen, like I said, in action here, our one of our residents, their occupational therapy is doing baking with them. So it's been fun for me to see what they talked about, them paired with here. And then just also getting to know all the different things that they offer and can provide for us, all the exercise classes, all the education. I know we're actually having a meeting tomorrow with our executive director, our memory care director, and myself, and then our in-house team here to discuss, where can we plug in education? Where can we plug in these events? So it's going to be very exciting. That, and then also the speed dating was wonderful. Loved that so much. It was great to just kind of get my hands on different service area leaders and hear their perspective, where they're wanting their department to go, the vision for them, so that we can partner even better going forward.
Yeah, so for those of you listening, the speed dating, not real dating, but it was each department had a regional representative. So like Alyssa from culinary, and was just able to kind of have a few minutes and talk to them about how departments can collaborate better. So very cool. I love that too. I did want to throw up this question real quick. Kat, were there s'mores? Tell them about it.
Oh, I had big plans, guys, for s'mores. We had a s'mores kit that everybody went home with a custom gourmet marshmallows. I was not allowed to have open flames at the venue. Did I think I maybe could slide something in? Yes, but no, they have cameras everywhere. We can do that. Just kidding. We weren't going to do it. We did have s'mores kit. We also sent everyone home with a s'mores trail mix. So yes.
Yes, come on. We couldn't not have s'mores, but we just had to do it the right way. You know.
Yeah.
I love that. So, Calie, I want to ask you too. What was it like coming together with people you normally just see over Zoom? How did that feel when you walked in and saw people who you usually see on the screen?
Oh, I have a lot to say about this. So enjoyable. It really made you feel seen in your role as a resident services director. There's almost this sense of relief that comes with that, right? Like, I am not alone. We are, we're maybe a team of 2 or 3 in our buildings. And it's good to know that you are joining with someone in a vision. There's support there. Not to mention the idea is really fired off, get that ignite wildfire. Yes, the ideas were just going like crazy. And then also for me, there was just confirmation of passion and the validity in our passion for this role. And that our personalities have a place in our buildings. You know, we talk a lot about how it is the resident services team that gives the life and the spark to our buildings. So getting to see everyone's different personality and how that's trickled into their programming was really interesting.
I love that. I think you said that perfectly. And as you're saying that, I'm like, Calie was the perfect person for this conversation because you just wrapped it up in a bow. Perfect. Were there any favorite moments or phrases that stuck out to you from the summit? I'm going to ask Danyelle first.
Yes. So a favorite moment of mine as a resident experience coordinator is being able to, we had this idea to do superlatives for all of the resident services directors all in our regions. And so we were able to present them with their Ignite pin and the name of their superlative. And it was just a moment, an opportunity for them to feel seen, heard, and valued from all of us, because sometimes they don't oftentimes feel that. And so that was our moment to say, hey, we see you. And this is what I see you for. I see you as a leader. I see you as I see your confidence growing. I see that you're always accommodating and you're always helpful and you're always willing to try new ideas. So that was a favorite moment of mine, to be able to acknowledge the people in my region and let them know, look, I see you and I'm so proud of you.
I love it. Calie.
Yeah, I want to talk about that too, and then a couple other things, but definitely that was fun and interesting and exciting to see everyone's unique personality throughout those accolades. For me, I didn't realize that Austin really pinpointed what I go about with my day today, which is trying to make everyone feel better or feel seen. And so I was given morale booster extraordinaire. He made me cry. It was wonderful. Love a little touching moment like that. So that was definitely wonderful to see for everyone to experience. I know there were a lot of resident services directors that were saying, I didn't know that they noticed that about me. I didn't know that they cared about that side of me. So thank you so much for doing that. I enjoyed very much the Jolly Squad 2.0 discussion. Because of the moment that came about, I don't even remember if it was in the presentation or just a side conversation, but the idea of pinpointing based on who our residents are rather than what skill they have, because we can't teach them how to be who they are. We can harness that energy and how they show up, and maybe help them learn the skills, help them learn the techniques to fill certain roles in our community, but we can't create, a whole new personality for them. So I liked that angle. And then just getting face-to-face, like I said, with some of our home office people. I had a really nice discussion with Alyssa from Culinary, and how rare is that you get face-to-face with policy setters and people that can make change in your place of work, especially in senior living. I know I've worked in places where you never see them. You don't even know their names. So that was really, really fun.
Yeah, I love all of that. Very cool. We did have a question. So before we keep going, a big question for you. I'm going to go to Kat, but as the heart of the community, what tools and or processes will resident services directors utilize to ignite additional interest and participation in events and programming?
Great question, Charlie. Calie just brought up Jolly Squad 2.0. We will be harnessing the energy of our residents and using them to build out our ambassador programs and really find what they're passionate about and what they love doing, so that we can, like she said, harness that energy and continue to have them be a bigger part of the community than they already are. We also have so many tools. We talked about our Arrow app, which we love. That is one of our biggest tools we'll use. Planning guides. One of my new favorite tools, I'm going to say it, is we built a custom planner for the resident services directors this year. It is custom to them and their role. It has, of course, our beautiful Ignite on there because we're igniting. It includes our traditions, brunch themes, wellness themes, a little checklist on what you need to do every month, move-ins information. I mean, it's really custom made to them. And I'm really excited to keep growing that planner and evolving it in the years to come. So it's even better for the role. So those
I
are some of
love
our
it.
tools. We have a lot of tools though.
I was going to say, I've never really been a planner person. And then now I have this and I've used it every day since we got it. So here I am, a planner person in 2026. I love it. Very cool. So back to some favorite moments. Kat, did you have any favorite moment or something that stuck out to you?
There were so many moments. Like, it's hard for me to pick, but I think the way we started off, it really ignited it. Like, what ignited you in senior living, how you came about here. Next year, I'm definitely going to map out more time for that because I really underestimated how long we were going to go. But it was just so touching, because we all are here for the same reason. We all want the best for the residents. And it really set the tone for the event. So that was one of it's going to be a core memory for me. Absolutely.
I love that too. And I wrote down a couple things people said. I'll share real quick. So Steph at North Royalton, she said she just remembers coming into the community and feeling like everything about me fit here. Finally, everything fit. And I loved that. I remember Gail at Aura saying, I'm living my best life by helping them, the residents, live their best life. And then Rachel at Wellington said, the proudest moments in my life are the connections I've made. And so I wrote that down during the circle because, it took more time, but I felt like it was so beneficial and a great way for people to know a little piece of each other. So that was cool. I love all that. I do want to show, I have some pictures, but I also, being there, I made a little video. So can we watch a little video recap? I think that will be fun. So here we go. I just love it. I feel like the photos don't even, I have photos, but they don't capture it the same as that video. So anyway, lots of fun team bonding here that we had. Here's some of the regions. I missed one of the pictures, so I can't wait to get the professional ones back of each region. But very fun. Beach ball, of course, who's the champions. Look at them. We have to do beach ball at all our summits. Fun photos. Oh, yes. And there was team bonding, fun games in the evening. So thought that was really cool. Look, you guys are so cute, you regionals. And then here, look at that big group. How fun. This has been my team's background all week too, because I just miss everyone. So much fun. So much fun.
We miss you.
I know it's not the same being on the screen, but it's okay. It's okay. This is so fun. Okay. So diving into what we're going to do moving forward now that the summit's over and I'm crying every day without you guys. What is one thing you're going to take? So first, Kat and Danyelle, share regionally, what is one thing you're going to take to read or lead your resident experience and resident services teams better? So Kat, I'm going to go with you first.
I will say when we went through our topics, I really found that we didn't always need to bring the solution to the resident services team. You guys had the solution within you. You guys are such creative people. So I really want to practice taking the time to let everyone speak like we did at the Growth Summit and really find that solution together. So collaborate on a solution instead of just providing the solution because you guys have it in you.
I love that. Danyelle?
For me, I just want to offer even more support, stronger support. Oftentimes it's I think I'm there, or I think I understand, or I think, but just doing more pop-ups, more, hey, I am in your area today. Let me come by. Let's have lunch together. Let me join you for happy hour. More moments like that where I'm just there to lend an ear and to support and to help strengthen. We have wonderful, the best resident services directors work for Arrow. absolutely, without a doubt. And I just want to make sure that I am there personally to support and ignite each and every one of them on the great days, but even on the bad days too.
I love that. And I do want to add too, I don't directly manage anyone on this team, but I did get some feedback about the retreat where a resident services director said this retreat really humanized you all, like humanized home office. And I loved that because I do feel like we can get so behind a screen and tracking metrics and things. And so it just reminded me, like, how can I do that more throughout the year? Obviously, we can't get in person all the time together, but how can we be more human and check in? That's not always about a metric or something like that. So that was a good reminder for me. But I did want to, there's a question real quick. Kat, you want to share what type of partnering with memory care do we have in store for this year? So we did have a panel about memory care. So you go ahead.
We sure did. Yeah. So we are looking at not only igniting programming in our independent living, assisted living, but memory care as well. So stay tuned to what that looks like. We are going to work on igniting the programming and our collaboration with our memory care directors.
Love it. I love it. So shout out to Howard because he did that session and I missed it because I was with the group of our resident services directors who just have independent living, which that was one of my favorite breakouts too, is that we had that moment with them to talk specifically about their community. So, okay. So for you, Calie, what's one thing you're going to take with you to build a better events program?
I think for me, just empowerment, that I know my role and the importance in the role, and using my many, many, many resources that I have. I have a new passion for grabbing onto, and by resources, I also mean all the many wonderful people on our team. Rachel already knows, she's been hit up for some flyers this week. Just being able to be confident in my role and stepping into just owning it and moving forward from there. And like I said, going about doing it from many angles.
Yeah, so we did have this question too. You kind of answered, but just in case anything else stuck out, what was something, so Calie, this is for you. What was something that you may have not known, but are excited to utilize in your community? So was there any ideas that you're like, I'm doing that?
Well, I really love talking about our adult children events. That I am so excited for. If you look at my notebook from the summit, you will see there's an entire page of just like ideas I scribbled down. But if you don't know, we're going to be moving forward starting in March, correct? With adult children events. So these are events geared towards our seniors and their children and their adult grandchildren, having bonding moments and that intergenerational experience. So I am wildly excited about that.
I love it. Also, I want to say, I didn't see these comments till just now, but everyone's loving the planner and being jealous of our planner. So, yeah.
It's pretty fabulous,
Yeah.
I will say.
I'm excited about it. It's fun. Very cool. So, regional team, what does the 2026 initiative look like for the team going forward? Kat?
One of our biggest initiatives, if you haven't picked up it by now with everything we said, is igniting our programming. So again, we evolved and we are ready to ignite, bring fresh new ideas, try new things with our residents, build out our ambassador programs. We're very excited about all that.
I love it. And actually, Danyelle, we just had a comment. Will you explain to everybody our accountability partners? Because Austin mentioned it in the chat, and explain what happened there.
Absolutely. So yeah, so we had a little fun behind the scenes. So we all selected, our whole team selected accountability partners for people on our team based on things that we knew about everybody on our teams. And some people are, the accountability partners are actually in the region, but some of them are not in the region. And that was on purpose because we want to make sure that people are able to collaborate, even if it's outside of their region. And so what we did was on the last day, you, Rachel, made these wonderful scratch offs that revealed their accountability partners. It was like, you get a partner, you get a partner. It was our like Oprah moment, Lotto style with the scratch offs. And then they looked and their accountability partners were sitting right next to them the whole time. They had no idea the whole entire time that they were actually sitting next to their accountability partner. But they loved it because they'd already built rapport with with the person sitting next to them. So it was kind of like this like sweet thing that happened. And I know that Libby mentioned this yesterday on our all call about how she was hearing people like already exchanging phone numbers and saying, hey, let's meet on Zoom or Teams to talk about different things. So we are encouraging everyone to have like weekly or monthly, regular, consistent powwows or collaboration meetings with their accountability partners to help both sharp, because you know what they say, iron sharpens iron. Like when one is doing it, that's great, but when you have another person that you can bounce ideas off of, that's where the magic happens. So yeah, really excited about that.
Very cool. Calie, what was that like for you?
Well, I will say on the end of finding out that my partner was sitting next to me for 2 days was so fun, and also great job picking my partner, because we had been bouncing off ideas. As we know, what I said, Austin named me the morale booster extraordinaire, and I kept like, you're so great at that. That's so great. That's so wonderful. We've already had a phone call. Shanice called me asking about what I'm doing for Super Bowl, and what can she adopt, or what can she change, and I got so much from her just sitting next to her, because she has such fun ideas, really interesting, I want to say like tasty, delicious ideas for how to energize the residents, which is like one of my biggest goals right now, is fun and novelty in our building. We've got a lot of great normal programs, but I want to add moments that are fantastic and interesting and add a lot of life to our residents' days. So that was wonderful, sitting next to her and hearing her perspective on those unique out of the box ideas. She has a lot of those. So it's been great so far. And it's been a week.
I love it. And that's a great example of, you're in Ohio, she's in Missouri, but you could still collab from afar because you are doing the same job, just different communities. So very cool. Okay, Kat, we need to know, I know we just finished, but anything cooking for next year? You already got a theme in mind?
Oh, you know what? By day 2, guys, I already had something cooking for next year, but I'm not going to share it because it'll be a surprise.
Oh my goodness. How are we going to top sitting them next to each other? Like, now they know. We'll have to think of how to be sneaky.
If anyone can top it, it's us, guys. We can top it. We got this.
I absolutely love it. Any final thoughts about their trip? I don't want it to be over, but
I don't either. And I just want to say, I felt so energized being there. It felt like it just flew by. Like, I also wish it was longer. And honestly, like every time we talk about it, every time I was there, my face hurt from how much I was smiling. Like I was genuinely so happy with the conversations we had, the collaboration, the problem solving. I think we all learned nobody's perfect, but we're all work in progress. We're working together, and having those accountability partners is so helpful. And I'm just really excited to see where resident services goes in 2026.
Yes. Calie, Danyelle, any last thoughts?
Yeah, I was just going to say at the beginning, we talked about the theme, and I think it's important to note that while, yes, it was super cute, on a deeper level, I loved the idea for the theme and how it came through, because we really did adopt that camp experience where, you show up to camp and it's a little awkward, and you might know that person from maybe 3 years ago, you saw them at camp, but by the end of it, you are braiding each other's hair, and friendship bracelets have been exchanged. Shout out EmpowerMe. They literally gave us friendship bracelets. But yeah, you get to know people you don't normally get to know. So kudos on the theme.
Oh, Kat was saying, hey, campers. And she said, no phones at camp. And then the internet went out because Kat jinxed us all. So
true. I said no signal at camp, and we really lost signal.
It was great. It was great. Danyelle?
I think the spirit in the room was just so positive, so vibrant. It was just wonderful seeing everybody connect on a deeper level. And I think, in this role, you do sometimes feel siloed, and there is a lot on your plate. So just to have everybody in the same room to connect, and then not only during, the actual summit and the different panels and things that were going on, but then afterwards with the dinner the first night, and then of course we played Family Feud the second night, which our team won, by the way. I just wanted to say that. I didn't wear my medal today, but I usually have it on. I've been wearing it, but yeah, it was just wonderful, just all different. levels, personally, professionally. It just felt really well-rounded. And I think that word ignite will ignite us all for the rest of the year.
I absolutely loved it. I loved being in your presence and giving everyone a real hug in person. But thank you all so much. I think we did it. Next week, I'm excited to have culinary. I feel like they're having fun right now. So I'm excited to have the culinary team here. But resident services, thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you all later. Bye.